Hi, my name is James Dew II. I'm a student at Cal Baptist University. This is Communications 405, which is rhetorical criticism. And the assignment is a rhetorical criticism presentation. So, the rhetorical artifact that I have chosen is that of a praise dance that is being performed by three praise dancers at the Mount Zion Baptist Church in Louisville, Kentucky. The genre is religion. This is being done in a church, in a sanctuary, and the medium is YouTube, which is a social media and streaming platform. I have a video link here, and we will view the video.
So I wake up in the middle of the night, and this is what I wake up to do. We have got to do better.
Alrighty, so that was a brief clip of the artifact itself. So the significance, there's a significance in regards to the traditional black church. Usually secular music was not allowed over the last, I'd say, 20 to 15 years. Music that is similar has been allowed more and more, but not actual hip-hop music itself. This is meaningful to millennials because it may spike curiosity for a moment, drawing them into attendance, maybe. There's significance to other churches and ministries who may view this artifact and maybe even question the way that that particular ministry is going. And then there's a possible negative impact that the outside world could obtain in regards to church. So the thesis, is that the use of hip hop music in church distracts from God and does not lead to long-term engagement from millennials. Okay, the concentration should be placed on God instead of I. So the outline, we will look at the rhetorical situation, the who, what, how, and whom. Very quickly, we will look at ethos, pathos, and logos. We will look at the rhetorical theory that will be used to analyze and will be applied to the artifact. And that theory will also be very quickly summarized. The artifact and persuasion. So the who are the three praise dancers, the gentlemen and the two ladies. The whom is the congregation. Who is being persuaded? The congregation. Okay, those in attendance. What is being persuaded? That these praise dancers can entertain. Okay, that they're performing well. That there is room for hip hop in the church to praise the Lord, if you will. And how they are persuading through their dance, through their music, and through the actual location itself, which is the church, which is the sanctuary. Okay, they're using the church as well to add to their persuasion, their persuasive tactics. So ethos it speaks to the speaker's or the source's credibility. Logos speaks to the logical quality and structure of a speech, and pathos is an emotional appeal. All right. So the rhetorical theory that I'm going to be using is that of Kenneth Burke's pentad. So the act, scene, agent, and agency and purpose. Now I'm going to focus mainly on the rhetorical motivation and intrinsic and extrinsic criticism. With the act, scene, agent, and agency and purpose, some of that has been answered with the who, what, whom, and how. In fact, Burke is considered to be the father of the who, what, where, when, and why, and how. And so we will be focusing on the other two. So theory applied. Rhetorical motivation speaks to, so there can be like an outward motivation, but there is an inward motivation, or a real or an originating motivation, right? So these praise dancers may be showing that they want to praise and worship and dance and that hip hop is accepted, but we don't, one could say that their internal, their originating motivation could be that they want to be celebrated, they want to be looked at, they want to be praised for their talents, right? And maybe even they want to be celebrated as the ones who bring in hip hop into the church, right? Intrinsic criticism speaks to the effect that an artifact has within its targeted audience, okay? So what are the effects that this artifact has on those within the congregation, okay? And then extrinsic criticism speaks to the world outside of the actual artifact. So those outside of the congregation on that day, individuals like us who are viewing the artifact secondhand, if you will. How does the artifact affect us, right? Now, in regards to the thesis that hip-hop will not have long-term and lasting effects on millennials, Sam Eaton of faithit.com reports that 59% of millennials who were raised in church have dropped out, okay? But millennials want real relationship. They don't want sermons or gimmicks, okay? And Sam Eaton actually speaks to, it's Christian who is the next source there. But Christian of the Huffington Post speaks to the fact that he's been to many churches where they have brought in pop music, rock music, and other popular genres of music to try and keep millennials or draw millennials in. And it worked for a little bit, but millennials dropped off because, going back to Sam Eaton, we are a generation that have the highest percentage of fatherless homes. We are seeking genuine relationships and mentorship. And jumping back down to Christian, he states that millennials yearn for a church that they feel comfortable in, but above that, or along with that, millennials are seeking to actually be active and engaged in the world around them and their communities. And they want a church that is involved in that and bought into that as well. Gavin Adams of churchplants.com says that to attract and keep young adults, they need to be trusted with leadership and they need to be provided with real responsibilities. It's not enough for millennials to be invited to church, to be welcomed, and to be loved on. It's not enough for that. Millennials don't want to just sit idly by. They want to be genuinely involved in the church and changing the church and changing the world around them. Without that, all the hip hop in the world will not keep millennials grounded and rooted in the church. They will be considered just another gimmick to try and get behinds in the seats. References are there available. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.